Hello, everyone. Nick Random's 88 in 5:30 in the fucking morning. Yes, I have been up all fucking night and I cannot sleep still. So we're gonna continue because I have nothing better to do and I'm still messed up. When does this freaking painkiller go away? I don't know. But let's continue. Stand unmoving in front of the door to the nurse's office for what feels like at least a dozen minutes or so. It's not like I never entered the small beige room before, nor is it because of any feelings of childlike anxiety over the visit. Maybe it's because the nurse's office is akin to a confessional. And wait, hold up, wait, wait, no. An admission that my body is flawed. The knowledge that such a fact is kept entirely confidential between the nurse and I hardly lessens the feeling. Remembering that the bell to signal the end of lunch break will sound soon, I give a sigh and open the door. The burden will stay with me just this while longer. Hello, pedo bear. How are you today? Well, now, if it isn't Nikai, good to see you. Or bad, I guess, considering that I'm a nurse. He gives a small laugh, amused at his little joke. Find his humor lacking and somewhat off, but the fact that he can make light of such a situation is perhaps comforting, or at least distracting. His brief episode of entertainment over, he claps his hands together and gets down to business. Take a seat as he gestures for me to do so. Wish the classrooms had seats this comfortable. I could feel my mind wandering as my eyes quickly scanned the room, distracted by all the small changes since I last came. Alright, so what brings you here? I haven't seen you often, so I assume your health's been good so far? Well, mostly. I see. His smile drops as I trail off. I feel slightly guilty about it. It's these moments where I can't rationally call myself normal that, that make me so reluctant to see the nurse. They're an admission that I'm different from everyone else. While I was on a trip during the long weekend, I had a few problems with my heart. Shit, where's the fucking... There it is. I'm using a laptop, so sometimes I find it hard to find the thing to click. He hums very seriously and nods as he does so, urging me to go on. I think it was... Yeah, it was as I was walking a fairly long distance. I think the right term for it is a heart flutter. Suddenly went weak at the knees and it felt almost like I was having a small heart attack. But it passed in about half a minute. Even afterward, though, I felt pretty fatigued and nauseous. Not good. Not good at all. Not good. Martin. That was how many days ago exactly? Did you do anything unusual aside from exerting yourself before the episode? Were you taking your medication properly? The nurse switches from awkward jokester to serious health professional mode. Stop that! Rattling off questions, making notes, and calling up stuff on his computer. Tell him about my forgetting to take my pills that morning and the preceding of evening. It was a stupid thing to do, but I can't change anything about it now, except to answer honestly and bite the bullet. His seriousness evolves into a frown, and the talk evolves into into an instant checkup. Finish buttoning up my shirt, and again get motioned to take a seat in front of the nurse. Is this the first heart problem you've had since coming to Yamaku? I've had short pains in my chest before, just a couple of times, but they were more discomfort than anything like this. He leans back in his chair, briefly resembling a white-coated pirate. I don't fucking know. As he mulls over the mysterious case of the heart flutter, moving his lips from side to side to show he's thinking, his non-existent mustache wiggling, he eventually comes to a conclusion. Well, you survived it. That's always on the plus side. I blink at this one and notice the nurse wearing his got you face. Oh shit, allergies. Hold on, think I'm gonna sneeze. No. We're good. It's actually somewhat reassuring. Don't think it would crack jokes if things were really serious, so I keep silent and take my lumps. Sorry, I was like questioning that last word. I'll have a talk with your doctor, but right now I suspect it's simply due to physical exertion. Have you been keeping up with regular light exercise like I directed you to? Make sure to walk a reasonable amount every day. It's usually enough to work up a bit of a sweat, but then again, I'm not really as fit as I used to be. That should be enough then. The main thing to keep in mind is to do regular low-stress exercise, not short bursts of sprinting and such. I understand. Since leaving the hospital, I've been a lot more focused on my studies, partly to take my mind off not being able to do more physical things. It's good to hear you're coping well. Sudden lifestyle changes can be hard at the best of times, so I'm pleased to hear that you sound like you have everything in order. Almost everything, that is. Nevertheless, I want to keep a close eye on you for a while, just for observation's sake. Just to make sure things aren't going downhill, you understand? That's something I really didn't want to hear. Since coming to Yamaku, all I've wanted to do is live as normal a life as possible. Observation was one of the words I came to hate most during my hospital stay. For so long, I felt as if I could have just walked straight out of the hospital doors if not for that observation the doctors wanted so dearly. Sure, should I come in more often? He checks the calendar next to his computer, which seems to inflict on him a nasty case of furrowed brow. He spins back towards me after that. The summer holidays are a bit of a pain, considering the timing. I'll check with your doctor and try to get a better handle on the situation and see how he wants to proceed. But I think you should just take things slowly and carefully for now. What you're describing doesn't immediately sound like a reoccurring event, but it won't hurt to slow down a bit for a while, just to make sure. What should I do for today? He looks over my shoulder at a clock hanging over the door. I'd never have noticed it if I hadn't followed his gaze. It's nearly time for school to be over. You may as well just leave early. He gives me a sly wink, making sure that I understand he's doing me a favor. Well, nurse's orders. Thanks. You're a nurse. Oh, shit. That's what I'm here for, after all. You're not even a doctor. You're a nurse. Oh, shit. I know I know you might not want to hear this, but you can't ignore your condition. Don't hesitate to see me if you have any further problems, or if you just have anything you want to ask. Bye-bye. Spins around and gets back to typing on the computer in front of him. Suppose I'll just read it before waiting for Lily by the gate, considering I don't have much else to do. Even as I leave, his words echo in my head. My condition isn't something as limiting as many of the others here in Yamaku, and I don't want to burden Lily with thinking about it. If I just live life normally and avoid any short, sharp shocks, I should be okay. I won't let my condition rule me. Lily comes into view soon after the bells. Oh shit, this is the loud music. How loud is it gonna be? God, it's like blaring. Lily comes into view soon after the bells heralding the end of the school day ring out. She says farewell to a number of her classmates headed in the other direction before beginning her weekly trip to the convenience store. Afternoon, Lily. The immediate warm smile and relaxed demeanor she assumes upon noticing my presence are unexpectedly welcome. Hello, Asao. Good afternoon to you, too. She hesitates for a second, but eventually decides to tilt her face toward and close her forward and close her eyes. Her lips, my lips meet hers with a measure of slight trepidation before we move off, hand in hand. The fact that we're so close in height is somewhat useful at times, there being no need for either of us to turn our head upwards or downwards in order to meet the others. Doesn't take much time to leave the noise of the other students far behind us, the tapping of Lily's cane in her free hand, the only sound to be heard. Silence, blissful silence, is all that greets us while we slowly walk in the settling sun's light. I think I'm coming to really like this town. The huge green hilly expanse, the trees everywhere, the somewhat rustic little buildings. So you've come to appreciate the tranquility of it as well? Think so. Came from a metropolitan city near Tokyo, so the quiet of this town really alienated me when I first arrived. After a while it became really nice though. I think I prefer it to the hustle and bustle of my home city now. Yeah, fuck the city. This kind of town that he's in is the way to go. Well, I preferred the quiet of such a rural town, even when I first arrived. I suppose I had the advantage of growing up in a quiet area before I came. Hanako said the surroundings are very pretty, too. Lily may say such a thing quite easily, but each time she mentions how others describe sights around her as beautiful or pretty, feel a little put off. I notice her expression becoming one of anticipation for some question or another. She always had a good sense for when somebody's not saying something that's on their mind, so I may as well speak up. I was kind of wondering how to put this. Do you ever regret that you can't see what things look like for yourself? Just something I've been thinking about. She thinks carefully for a time. Do you ever regret that you can't hear people whispering on the other side of a room? I can only speak for myself, but the fact that I can't see is the only way I've experienced life. Just as I cannot do something you can't do something that I'm capable of. The fact that the world is made for those who are sighted can be a pain sometimes, but there are many, many people who suffer much more than I because of the way the world is. That does make sense, but still, it just feels kind of bad to describe something that you can't experience to you. She tilts her head quizzically, as if I just said something that makes very little sense at all. But I can experience it. You just said yourself that you like this area because of the way the surroundings are. I like this area for the very same reason. Thanks to the fact that this is a small rustic town surrounded by trees, it gives some peace and quiet away from the din at school and the bustle, not to mention the smells of the city. I suppose it would also be much like the home she shared with Akira as well. Her outlook on it seems pretty sensible, and I'm not surprised that she's got a much better handle on her particular condition than I do on mine. Just like how her coming from a location somewhat similar to Yamaku's surroundings let her become more... Oh shit, here comes a word I can't fucking seem to pronounce. acclimatized, 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 acclimatized. In a shorter time, being born blind affected her stance, by her own admission. I just stopped being so annoyed with myself over it, but I can't shake the feeling that I've depended on Lily far too much, given the circumstances most have had to deal with in Yamaku. Makes a lot of sense. Pretty good at explaining, as always. Come to think of it, where's Hanako anyway? She was with us for lunch. Seems she's busy studying. The exams are far from over, and she said she wants to do better this year than the last. Well, I admire her work ethic. She's really been trying to give us a lot of room alone recently. She's that type of person, I think. The kind that puts others' needs above her own at every chance. She's a sweet girl, even though so much has hurt her in the past. I don't know. I feel like it's only now, when she's less close to me than ever, that she's truly finding herself. It was thanks to you that she began to become more confident after all, not me. Take my hand from hers and gently place it on her head. That that really shouldn't be done considering you're both the same height. The important thing is that you were there for her. I can't even imagine what she'd be like without having found someone like you. That much became obvious while you were in Scotland. We're all still friends, so we've just got to have faith in her. I think she'll become a good person. And that much is thanks to you being there for her when she has most needed it. Just as you were there for me. Makes me feel a bit childish when you sound so wise. Exactly, well, I try. Are you doing anything on the weekend by any chance? Nothing that comes to mind. Why? Then how about a date on Sunday? It'd be something to do besides exam preparation. Countering my rapidly beating heart, she simply smiles and nods. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. Yeah, where would you like to go? Her face suddenly changes to one of disapproval. Can't do that, Hisao. That's cheating. Do what? A gentleman should never ask a lady where to have a date. Oh. Failure. Her smile quickly comes back, assuring me that she's far from serious. Don't worry about it. I'll think about where we could go. I'll leave it to you then. Promise to decide on the next date, though. With our plans for the weekend made, the rest of the walk down the hill continues in silence. The prospect of that lasting for any length of time, however, is shattered as I catch sight of a familiar figure waiting for us, her hand held high. Oh no. Again! Just, yo, what's good? Thank you, please come again. That was quick shopping. Jesus, we like flashed in there. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I'll buy all this. Thank you, come again. The change in temperature as I step outside from the convenience store sends a chill up my spine. Feels like summer is starting to wind down. Oh no, I hate that. Summer needs to stay. Looking to my side, the same feeling seems to affect Lily as well. Though unlike me, she doesn't manage to hide the fact. Something I didn't realize at first was how physically delicate she is, even compared to the likes of Hanako. If I had to describe her, I'd have to say that she reminds me of a China doll. Not really. She's not creepy looking. What the fuck? Did you just surprise butt sex her? What? Akira walks up behind her and gives a couple of hard pats on her shoulder. Oh, okay. Much to Lily's consternation, for a moment she looks as envious of my status as an only child as I am of their close relationship. They talk between themselves for a few moments as I sort out my bags. Their voice is too low for me to catch, but eventually they break off and we begin to walk back to school. Where the fuck did she go? Why is it just you? Not that I mind, but it's kind of strange. It feels good to be out of that damned office. You kids don't know how good you have it here. Why are you saying kids? You're like probably not that much older. Actually, never mind. Scratch that. You're probably just slightly older. Kids. You two then. Kids grow up so fast nowadays. You're not old enough to say that. I don't know. Being around Hideaki makes me feel damned old. He's so precautious. He reminds me of you when you were younger. He's a nice boy. He's a fucking cross-dresser. It should not be something to see as okay. At least not in a child like him. He's a nice boy. It would be a shame if Shizune comes to have too much of an influence on him. Akira gives an amused snort at her sister's antipathy. She really doesn't seem to regard it as anything to make a serious fuss about, treating it more like a childhood spat. She looks over to me, apparently only just remembering that I'm here, and gives a small grin as she reaches towards her back pocket. What is it? Just a sec, let me... oh, here we go. After quite some difficulty, she manages to retrieve her black leather wallet. See? Fucking lesbo. She's the man in the relationship. From her back pocket, quickly fishing out what looks to be a folded square of paper. With Lily all but unaware of what's happening, Akira unfolds the scrap and hands it to me. Ah! It's Misha. Misha as a brunette. Ah. I'm sorry, it's just funny. The picture looks so funny. It's just like... she actually looks like she can see. She looks normal. Well, actually, she looks like she actually does something rather than be a bitch. And you're fucking blonde, not pink-haired. An old folder of what looks to be like a younger Lily and Shizune operating a noodle stall, and with some other girl in the background. She looks vaguely familiar, but I can't quite pinpoint why. What is it, Akira? I think you know. Lily mulls this over for a few moments before realization dawns on her. Akira, you're really needing... it's fine, isn't it? Besides, it's like the only photo I have of you two since you entered Yamaku, where you're not at each other's throats. I look back down at the photo in my hand. It does seem strange to see Lily and Shizune working together so diligently without any sign of animosity. If the photos of them during Yamaku's festival, that means it must have been taken 1 or 2 years ago. In other words, the time when they were both in the student council together. Who's the girl in the back? She looks kind of familiar. I know you wouldn't recognize her. It's Misha before she went and dyed her hair pink. I'm sorry, it's just bootleg. She actually looks normal and not fucking crazy. That's Misha? No way. It feels extremely strange to see Misha without her so very distinctive hairstyle. Judging from Akira's tone, she doesn't take favorability to Misha's idea of fashion. I suppose that fact just accentuates how odd the situation looks. To think they were so friendly in the past. I wish I could do something to mend their relationship. You being very quiet, Sal. Just feels kind of strange to see you all so friendly like this. Lily moves to say something, but stops herself. In the end, if this isn't a matter for me, it's between Shizune and Lily and nobody else. Well, apparently, Misha's the one in between it. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's just bootleg. Things change, unfortunately. I hand the photo back to Akira, who sighs as she folds it up and slides it back into her wallet. Little memory, quietly hidden away, to be pulled out again sometime later. Yeah, that they do. Initially, I think Akira's reaction to be simply in response to the situation between Lily and Shizune, but she looks oddly glum compared to what I'd expect. Lily's expression has clouded as well. What's wrong? It's just that I'll be going to Scotland fairly soon. You're leaving for Scotland again? For a moment, Akira looks surprised. It's an ill fitting expression for her. After a glance at Lily, she turns back to me as if she'd never done so. Yeah, in a couple of weeks, I'll be leaving it for Inverness. I keep trying to say Innervis, but it's Inverness. To work at the company's headquarters. It's a pretty big jump in corporate position, and it's not a chance that's going to come again. So Akira is going to leave Japan on what seems to be a permanent basis. Can't help feeling that my assumption that we could all happily while away our days having fun in an isolated little world is coming to an end. It's unsettling. The chains are breaking. You break the chains. Oh shit, I gotta check how much time I've been recording for because this is just bootleg. It is hell of fucking. Oh yeah, we got a bit of time left. Ugh. Look at her, mildly surprised that she hasn't told me such a thing despite usually being so forthcoming. She continues to walk with her face fixedly pointed ahead. Can't read her expression, nor can I even guess what's on her mind, which is discomforting given how it's usually easy for me to do both. It reminds me of the time when we met at the Shanghai just before what could be called our first date. At the time, all I could do was comfort her without knowing the cause, and now it feels no different. God damn, time just flew. Well, not really, it was pretty dark. As we finally reach the school dormitories once again, there's a somewhat awkward silence. I don't think I'm the only one who feels it. See you tomorrow then, Lily. Bye, Akira. Good night, Hasao. See ya. See, like, Akira knows how to say shit. Just for greetings, yo, or hey. I'm just waiting for a what's up and we're good. And with that, they walk to the female dormitories. Opening the door to the male dormitories, I stop and look back at them just moments before their figures disappear behind the heavy wooden door. That was a strange moment when Akira said she was leaving. Well, that wasn't the first time when my thoughts regarding my new life had been called into question. It's perhaps the first time to do it quite so profoundly. Still don't know what to make of Akira's reaction, much less Lily's. The night's chill reminds me to get back to my room before I catch something. My bag's pulling down on my arms with seemingly redoubled weight. If nothing else, I have a date with her set up for the weekend. Just need to stop overthinking stuff and get on with things as they are. The exams are still ongoing, after all, and with the trimester's end and the summer's holidays beginning soon, there will be plenty to keep me busy for a while. As I give a yawn and a retreat inside, my thoughts turn to what Lily will decide to set as the location for our weekend rendezvous. I actually had somebody try to tell me that this was pronounced Rendezvous. I was like, nah, it's rendezvous, dude. Chapter change, I think. Most definitely, I called that shit. Oh, God. We're coming close to. Yep. After this, I'm gonna have to skip something. Ugh. Finally getting tired. Pretty sure that this is about the last thing I had in mind when Lily said she'd decide where to have our date. Nor man, no, nor woman is dressed in anything but their finest. Their formality only matched by that of their surroundings. Rich red wallpaper adorns the walls as the city lights far below flicker and glow. And now I need to check the time. Yeah, we're still good. Might stop it soon though. Oh shit. Combined with the ambient hum of quiet speech and high-pitched clattering of cutlery and wine glasses, the mood is very formal, yet relaxed enough for me not to feel too uptight despite this being our first real date, and you can't even afford it because it looks like it would cost fucking hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. Once we get seated, our waiter leaves to attend to others with a quick bow, after an appreciative nod from Lily. Far from depending on my help, Lily's managed to navigate herself around surprisingly easily so far. Despite the unfamiliar environment, a light brush here and there, and she's generally quite deft at orienting herself as needed. Sorry, she just looks like she's dressed for fucking Tekken or something. Or Mortal Kombat! My eyes look to Lily's. I can tell from her face that she's listening to her surroundings just as hard as I'm looking. Though truth be told, my eyes are lingering on her each time they sweep across the room. The red Cheongsam? Is that how you pronounce that? Cheongsam? Or Cheongsam? I think so. She's wearing accentuates her figure very well and shows off her legs. Even her hair is done up, and the scent of perfume is just noticeable. While my black suit may be a rental. Oh, you chose a black suit? Should have grabbed the top hat, too. Just be like, and a cane and a fake mustache. That would have been great. I managed to select an appropriate one. Feels surprisingly comfortable, considering I've just so rarely worn one, and it fits the setting just as well as Lily's attire. I guess this is a new experience for both of us then. She turns somewhat sheepish. I've never come to a place such as this before, no. Oh hell, what hell of a first date. That's for sure. It's going to be pretty hard for me to top this. The first date usually is the hardest to top, brah. A small giggle. Even now, her nervousness is dissipating. Her hand skates along the center of the table until it touches the menu, which she takes in both hands and brings to her face. Hisao. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no braille on there. As she lowers the beige laminated sheet just below her eyes, I can see another sheepish look. I doubt asking the waiter for a menu in braille would be productive. I can read it out for you, no problem. I take mine and give it a quick read, my small grin faltering. Perhaps there is. What's wrong? There are quite a few items on here, and I'm not completely sure how to pronounce a couple of them. One fine cuisine after another is listed. Most of it may be in Japanese, but a few are in English and French. I guess it's to be expected, but I have no idea what's in some of these. Oh, this one I recognize. Wait, hang on. You can cook that? A small giggle of amusement comes from behind the paper sheet. Well, I could read them all out, but it'd take a few hours. Is there anything with some kind of fish in it? Let's see. No. Aren't those poisonous? No. They eat that stuff? No. Ah, here we go. Tuna salad seems to be a good bet. From the picture, it looks like it'd be pretty filling as well. That seems to be a reasonably safe option. Let's order two then. I'm pretty sure a couple of these dishes are from poisonous animals. I've had enough deadly run-ins for now. Lily maintains a smile, but there's a distinct lack of laughter. Black humor mustn't be her cup of tea. Though, to be honest, I don't find it exceedingly funny either. There's certainly quite a few interesting smells wafting about. The same is true of the sights, I assume. I've never been anywhere quite like this. Fancy Japanese tea house on an occasion or two, but never anything this lavish nor European in styling. Before another word can be said, a portly waiter in a distressingly tight vest, he's just like, dude, check out my vest. My vest is amazing. Give it a lick. Appears at the table to take our orders. What kind of sea is that? What the shit? Provencal tuna salad Nicois, please. 2. Hope I didn't mess up the pronunciation of that too badly. Even if I did, he doesn't show it. May I have a glass of Chardonnay, please, Sal? Oh, of course. Oh, the same. As the waiter nods and leaves, I suddenly realize what I said by absent-mindedly mimicking Lily's answer. I regret it pretty quickly. Alcohol. Only a bit. Don't be a wuss, you bitch. This girl has an odd propensity for getting hooked on things, I swear. Surprising that they didn't ask for identification. Dude, for the price of this place, I don't think they would care if you were fucking 8 years old and asking for alcohol. Then again, I guess we both do look mature for our age. I'll have to take your word for it. I'll add that this isn't what I'd call the type of place to ask such things, though. Good point. We both relax a little into our seats, trying to take our minds off the choking formality of the surroundings. As soon as we do, the same waiter reappears at our table with 2 empty glasses and a bottle, the contents of which are quickly and professionally poured into the former. Damn, they give you a lot at this place. Usually, if you get alcohol at like an expensive restaurant, they only give you like that much. Like right where this finger ends is probably the amount they give you. But nah, they gave her a fucking full glass. So they said, fuck this. This dude's getting lucky tonight. This chick's gonna get fucking just. This chick's gonna be gone. We both nod politely as he leaves, Lily taking her glass and gently moving it from side to side. The liquid inside glistens as it moves around in the glass, and I have to admit, it makes me feel less regretful for ordering the same. I guess it must take effort to judge how the liquid inside is acting based only on its center of balance. Maybe it's like her origami, taking every little chance to practice her dexterity. Oh shit. Oh no. Ow. Ow. I bless my fucking gesundheit for myself. Cause I'm not surprised that you know about a place like this. Those who have money would, I suppose. This reminds me of just how completely different our upbringings were. Yamaku, it's easy to forget about social and economic disparity between students all wearing the same uniforms, living in the same dormitories. Well, Akira was the one to tell me of it. She's come here before, apparently. So that's what they were conspiring about on Friday. And you chastised me for cheating? That's not cheating. Simply making use of personal contacts. If you say so. Still, I get the feeling that you're more familiar with this kind of restaurant than I am. She pauses a moment, a wistful look on her face, before softly smiling. The compliment seems to brighten her mood. You can thank my former school for that. If I were to appear any less, they'd be gravely disappointed. Uno momento, checking the time. Oh yeah, we're going to stop it here, and we will continue this at another date. Maybe. No, I said I would finish it this time. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next recording. Peace.